Hello, Jamie from Inky&Scrappy back with our Let's Start Stamping series, continuing on with those stenciled and pasted backgrounds from last time. Now I did do another card with some paste last week, and so you'll see I did the lunar paste again. I think I did red and blue and yellow, and kind of this was actually the second swipe through on paste, not the first one, so it's a little more mixed. But you can see that it's still got that gloss and that shine, and you can see like the blues and the reds and the gold, so it's kind of fun to play with. But I wanted to show you that you can ink over it. I did, this is Distress Black Soot ink over the top of this one, and then I just buff it off with a lightly misted paper towel or flour sack cloth just to buff off any ink that's sitting on top. I will try to do that on one of my finished backgrounds. I don't think I'll get the card done today. It'll probably actually end up being in a separate video that'll be sped up. That's going to be my guess. But I wanted to show you the difference that you can ink over the top, especially if you're using a distress style. You don't want, I don't know, how shall I say this? You don't want to pick up your ink from the background sometimes, and so that's a nice thing to do with a paste, is to do that. I don't think you can do it with distress paste, because I think distress paste picks up the color, but don't quote me on that one. I haven't done it with distress for a long time. So anyways, there's kind of the difference. You can see the white and then you can see the black, and how just inking over the top kind of changes it. So I threw that one in there just for fun. So I will come back to these ones. I'll probably do them in a separate video just on my regular, my regular videos, which are sped up. But so this one is that, just that one color. I think this one was the silver lunar paste, right? Oh, this one was the two, right? Yep, silver and then the textured metallic paste. So this one was that silver lining and the texture paste metallic white. And you can see the gray and the white. It really kind of looks the same to me. You can see it a little bit in person. I can see it better on the camera, which is really weird, but it is what it is. So this one I'm going to try to hit the outside with some black soot Distress Oxide ink and buff it off to just kind of give it a little bit of contrast. But keep in mind, if you have dies, you can, it's easier to kind of frame where you maybe want to take your panel from. So this one is not cut at an A2. This one is cut a little smaller than an A2. But I could kind of pick and choose, and I think I put like the moon backwards. And so I was trying to, I was trying to kind of just cut that one off so it kind of just looks like another cloud coming in, and there's no moon. I could maybe do a big moon on top on this one. I haven't decided where I want to go with that one, but I'll get it done eventually. Now here's that heart one with the red and the gold kind of mixed, and it kind of mixed right on there. I may have laid the blue one over the top before this one was dry. So, sometimes I just throw things off to the side and not pay attention. So when I pulled them out today, it was stuck because it wasn't all the way dry. I will cover it up with something on this one, but it's a pretty look. It's just, that one was fast and simple. You have a little bit of overage, but I don't think it takes away from the whole, heart background. All right, let's get down to business, right? Because we're using these two today, and we're gonna make some cards. I think I'm gonna actually end up with 2 finished cards. It might be a long video. I'm gonna apologize in advance because I'm not exactly sure. Well, I kind of know where I want to go with both of them. I just don't know how long it's going to take me. So this one is that water stenciled flipped, that pool water stencil flipped 4 times, and then you get that pool water look. I think this one would be really cool, and I want to try it with like some Halloween spooky colors. I think it would be cool. Anyways, brain candy, brain fart. The other thing is, so if you don't have that pool water stencil, I can't talk today. If you don't have that pool water stencil but you want to do something similar, this is just a smushed ink background, and that will work as your pool water as well. So don't feel like you have to have the stencil to do this one. If you want to do a watery look, that's similar. This one was just blue. I think it was leftovers from when I did my otter card from the other week. So I just took a watercolor paper and just picked it up off of my mat, and that was kind of or, you know, kind of splattered it on there. I think I just smooshed it in there. So I might have even demoed it. I don't know if I did or not, but that's just watercolor smoosh. You smoosh it, let it dry, smoosh some more, let it dry some more. You can hit it with a hair dryer if you are very impatient like me. You don't have to have a heat gun for this one. A hair dryer works fine. I actually have this hair dryer, the Conair one. It's not too loud and noisy, but you can do that one. It's just dries it faster, so it doesn't actually heat it a whole lot. You know, because you don't really need to heat it, you just need to dry it. So that's one that you can do. But so think about this for pool water if you don't have that stencil, or you know, you're looking for something that's water-like. So let's talk about cutting these down. So this one I think is my A2 size. Yes. So this one is my A2 size Simple Modern Embossed stack from Trinity Stamps. It's probably my favorite stack set to use. It doesn't have, you know, I do like a good stitched outline, but this one has so many. I'm not gonna lie. This one has so many shape sizes for you. This one is one. I think I have them all. But so there's just a lot of options, a lot of sizes, and price-wise, it's a fairly good price. I think it's still in the Trinity Stamp store as far as I know. But so I'm going to come in and just die cut this one down, kind of figure out where I want it, and go from there. So let me grab some tape. Not me with washi tape all over my desk. Do you ever put washi on the side of your table or desk and then later it sticks to you and you find it like randomly on your sock or your shirt or your pants? Yeah, me neither. Okay, I'm going to die cut that one. And then for this one, I'm going to die cut this one as well. I'm just kind of picking your favorite spot. You can kind of move it around. Keep in mind, you don't want to run it through. If you're running it through your die cut machine, you don't want to run it through straight on. You want to be able to move your paper a little bit. So maybe you have to cut your 6x6 panel down, or, you know, you can definitely throw it at an angle right away, especially if that's the look you want. If you don't have a die cut machine, don't worry about it. You can definitely just come in with either a guillotine cutter or the other slide cutter and do the same thing and just work on cutting it down. You can do a full A2 panel with it. You can do, I'm going to have a little bit of a border, I think. So let's cut this one this way. I'm trying to think which one I want to start with. I think we'll start with the pool water one, and then I'll come back to this one in a little bit. I have an idea for that one. We'll see if it works. So this one, I want to cut it down. I don't want it to be, obviously I have at least a 1/4 inch on this side that's going to have to get cut down. So you could, usually I start to leave myself a lot of extra room on it. Just kind of cutting down the parts that I know I don't want. So now I got two sides that still need to get cut, and I have to decide exactly how I want to cut it. So 5 inches will give me a 1/4 inch border all the way around, or, you know, on both sides, I guess, top and bottom. So so if you're doing 5.5 and you want your borders to be equal on top and bottom, so 5.5 is your full A2 size length. So I'm going to cut it at 5, which gives me a 1/2 inch less than what the full size is. Yeah. And then on the other side, so 4 1/4 is your full width on an A2 size card. So I went down a 1/2 inch on my length, and so on my width I also want to go down a 1/2 inch. So if you see your little tick line, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and that will give you a nice even border all the way around. So we'll set off my scraps to the side. And so I have my panel cut at 5 by 3 3/4. And let's talk stamps. So this one, this is going to be my pool, right? So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do on the outside. I could definitely go in with the gray to make it kind of look like maybe the cement on the pool. I thought that it would be fun to pull in the return of the Floaties Stamp and Die combo from Tailored Expression. I just picked this one up at a new to me local scrapbook or stamp stamp store. Stamp and Store is what it's called out of Hutchinson. They also do the stamp and storage website, which has like my Ohuhu marker storage. That's what I use. And my paper storage rack I've gotten from them. They have a full line of gorgeous things. So we can do the little otter. I'm going to put him this way just so I can kind of see size-wise on him. I kind of like the little bear and the flamingo, or the little puppy in the dragon. I think he's going to be bigger, but then I can throw him this way. And you could definitely do all three of them on there if you want. I'm going to do the little dragon. I'm in a dragon coloring mood today. So let's get out our Bristol Smooth cardstock. Okay, so I have my Bristol Smooth cardstock here. And I'm going to use a scrap because I have the die for this one and I don't have to run it through the Builder Scan and Cut. But if you're hand cutting it anyways, you can definitely do it this way as well. I think this one is not Bristol Smooth. It's not. Okay. This one is Bristol Smooth. Okay. So I'm just going to come in here. So this one is a red rubber stamp. So if you're using like a Misty stamping tool, you're going to have to take out that black piece that's in there. And, are we going to paint today? Or are we going to marker today? I don't know. What do I want to do? I mean, I could go with the Hero Arts, whatever. I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black. I think we're going to paint today. At least for this one, we're going to paint today. The other one, I think, is just stamping. Don't quote me on that. So I'm going to need VersaFine Onyx Black ink is my favorite ink for watercoloring with, because I'm going to do some clear embossing on this one. You don't have to do this step. I like to do this step, and I should have done the anti-static powder, so we'll see how well this turns out. It's dry in here today, so I think we'll be okay. It's not too sticky. Heating it up just a little bit before I hit the paper. Alright, heating from the back side first kind of helps it to stick, and then, you know, doing the finish on the front to get that nice glossy shine. So I like to make sure, see, I missed it right here, so I'm going to have to hit it again. And I missed it right there. I hit the middle. Go for it. Okay, what happens when Jamie is not paying full attention? Okay, I'm just going to wipe this with my, this is just a microfiber cloth. I want to say it's a Scotch microfiber one. I know my purple one is. I think that one is too. And so I'll set that one off to the side. I'm going to close up my Bristol Smooth cardstock here. Set that off to the side. Okay. Before I spill everything. Why? Why do you say spill everything? Because I always spill all the things. Okay, so I'm going to bring in just my Distress mini ink cubes here. A little bit of water. I'm not actually going to grab a brush cleaner thingy. I probably should, but I'm not going to. This one, and then let's just grab a little, I just have a little brush here. This one is I'm pretty sure I got these ones off of Amazon. So it's their #1, which is kind of, it's not the smallest for sure. Could definitely be smaller. What colors do I want to use? I don't know if I like my options today. Violet, purple. I think we're going to go bold colors today. So we're going to go violet, purple. Green. Let's do cracked pistachio. maybe. I don't know if that's going to be dark enough. So cracked pistachio, and then I'm going to bring an evergreen bough because I think I'm going to want it to a little darker. I hope those blend well. And for my little puppy, let's go with some, we'll do some vintage photo. It's one of my favorite browns, not going to lie. And then, darn, this one's got a lot of colors. Okay, we'll do a little bit of lumberjack plaid for his tongue. I probably could have gone with worn lipstick and then watered it down for his lips, but we'll try this, hope for the best. Antique linen, we're going to throw antique linen down here too. If you have a watercolor paint palette, that would work great too. I'm just trying to use what I have close by on hand. So I'm going to start by rinsing out my brush because yeah, it's probably dirty. So for this one, I'm going to start with my antique linen just because it's the lightest color and I don't want to have a whole bunch of mixing, I guess, going on. So for my antique linen, I'm going to do just his bottom part of his face here. And you could definitely use, if your stamped images have a color guide kind of on the front of them, go ahead and use it. It's what it's kind of there for. Inspiration and maybe how that artist colored. You don't have to go by it. We're going to do some light paws. And maybe the inside of his ears. And those I can mix a little bit later. Okay, so then I'm going to come in and do that brown. Now, the joy of using just VersaFine Onyx Black and heat setting it with a clear embossing powder, I don't have to wait for anything to dry. I can just go because I'm coloring inside. It kind of makes a little well. And so it allows you to go from one color to the next. Whoops, if you can color decently, fairly quickly without, you know, it kind of bleeding in, especially when you're looking at reds and purples, and if you can color inside the lines. I should probably sit. It's probably part of my issue today. I'm standing. I always stand, but usually not when I color and paint. Alright, I cleaned my brush and I'm going to hit this and try to water that down and work it out so it's not quite so genuine out of the lines. I'm going to add water to that, and then I'm just coming in with a dry paper towel and I'm going to sop up the extra. It hopefully will pick up any of that over coloring that I did. Yeah, I know. Oh, I didn't finish my little dude. He needs some color on the rest of it. And so if you want to add shading and shadow in, you can definitely come back with a second layer. I probably should have done it lower. Because I would imagine that top part there is hit by the sun if he's in the pool. Okay, I think I'm happy with him. Well, happy enough, I guess. Hot messin', expressing it today. Okay. Oh. Let's see, do I want green? He's going to be mostly green. Let's do purple on this part. And then we'll do purple on his little scales. Are they scales? Spine. I don't know. And we're gonna erase. get some fresh water up there for me. Feel free to actually use, you know, a cup of water. I want to add some sparkle and shine to my green, I think, for his body, because I think it'd be fun to have some sparkle there. So we have the option of adding that Winsor & Newton iridescent watercolor medium to this one, or we can add that Loft. I thought I put it in a, oh, I think I did that for the other thing. So we have the Loft, Artist's Loft iridescent medium. This one is the acrylic one. This one turns super shiny. I thought I put it in a, I think I did it and I did it for somebody else and I didn't make myself one. I'll be on it pretty soon, one of these days. I'm just going to take the bottom of my brush here because I don't need a lot. I'm just going to put that in there. So this one really doesn't take a lot to get a lot of shimmer and shine out of it. So I'm just going to mix that in with my green. And I'm going to start with my lightest tone of green here and just kind of add that. I like the option with the iridescent mediums to be able to make any color sparkly that you want to make sparkly without a bigger investment. You know what I mean? I can only afford to do so many mica sprays. If you have micro sprays, you could definitely paint with micro sprays. They're kind of fun too. So I'm good with that one. Let me come in with this little bit darker tone here. I just want to kind of add a little bit of low light, maybe around his paws, under the jawline. Under the neck. Okay, I think we're good. And yes, it's just like, if you can see this on camera, it's uber sparkly. I love it. Oh, I didn't do his tongue yet, which means I'm going to probably have a sparkly tongue. Alrighty. Sparkle tongue. Oh, and I should probably do a pink nose, right? No, dogs really have black noses, don't they? Crown has a black nose. So let's see. I didn't pull out the black. Well, yeah, let's do black. As I say, the other thing you do is a glossy. Whoops! As everything falls down around me. You could definitely go in with a glaze gel pen. This one's going to give you a glossy shine. Just make sure it's well lubricated before you go in with it. But I'm going to do this first and then we can always hit that later. Ah! I almost colored his tongue black. Don't mind me. His little nose is going to be all shiny too. So there we have our finished colored image. So it doesn't take too long, you know, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. That was just me not being prepared. So, and then delete. So I'm just going to delete my palette here. So while I'm waiting for my image to dry so I can actually cut it out, I'm gonna work on my card base here. So I grabbed a piece of Sugar Plum cardstock from Lawn Fawn, cut it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have my actual pool water base here. And we're just gonna mount that on top of that. You can do double-sided tape, you can do glue, whichever one you prefer. I need to refill my glue again. Maybe. I may have also forgot to cap it last time, right away. Okay. I love when it's difficult on the video. This is my favorite. Okay. Try to line it up before you flop it on there. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. So then you won't have goobers hanging out. Okay. So there we go. I have about a 1/4 inch all the way around. I don't measure. I just kind of eyeball it and hope for the best. All right. So I have my card base on there. I don't know what I want to do for a sentiment yet, like always. So let's bring in, we're not quite dry yet. Let's see here. I set my stamp somewhere. Okay, so I have my stamp set here. Let's see which one. Go with the float would work. You make me smile. That one's kind of cute. I think we'll go this way. And we'll just kind of set him there. So let's go with the float on this one. The other one that I thought would be cute with this one is this little girl, the Drink Up the Sunshine. I'm pretty sure this one's an old one, but anything that's in the inner tube would be kind of cute. We can chill together soon, or can we, you know, have a sunshiny birthday, drink up the sunshine. Can we chill together soon? Any of those sentiments would work for this one. So put that one there. You make me smile. Kind of in the middle here. Or up, because I'm thinking he's going to sit about there. Giving myself about the same amount of distance from the top and the bottom. This one is red rubber again. So we are going to have to line it up as best we can. So usually with the grid mat, I can kind of line up here and here to make it mostly where I want it. The other thing is to come in with a scrap of acetate, and if you're using that VersaFine Onyx Black, it will stamp on there. I think most of them stamp on acetate, you know, it's not gonna stay. So I think that's pretty straight there. I think I like the placement on it. There would probably be a little bit better. So if I move it over, so let's shift it. We'll delete. I want to move it over just a teeny tiny little bit. Delete again. Semi-line this one up again. Now I'm going lower. Let's go a little bit higher. Now I'm like way off. Oh, go figure. Sentiment lining up is hard, y'all. Okay. I think that looks okay. It's probably where it was the first time, let's be honest. Alrighty, so I'm coming in with that VersaFine Onyx Black ink, inking up my rubber stamp, and stamping it one and done here. I think we're good. You could definitely do the clear embossing powder if you so choose, but I'm gonna let it just be today. We did the embossing on the other. So we'll set this one off to the side. We have our base panel done here. Alrighty, my image, which I set somewhere. I found it. Okay, so we're ready to line this one up. So definitely you can hand cut this one if you want. This one comes with a die, and I have a die cutter, so I'm going to use it. And I didn't do his horn. I don't know what color I want to do his horn now. Okay, I need some washi tape. Washi before you line it up. Will save you a little bit of time. Okay, so I have that where I want it. I'm going to run this through. I thought I had it where I wanted it, and then I wiggled it. Are we good there? I think we're good there. Okay, I will run this through the die cut machine. Okay, so I ran that through the die cut machine. I'm going to pop that out here. Now, it's, you know, pretty much done. You can just throw that on the top there if you want. I'm going to step it up just a little bit on this one and add, let me see if I can find it unopened package. So it's an Action Wobbler, this little one. So these are the big ones. You can get them in this big size or they come in a smaller size. You can get them, the Action Wobbler brand is the best ones. These ones are wonderful from Hobby Lobby. They're kind of not the greatest. They don't usually stay together the greatest. Like seriously, they don't stay together the greatest. You can make your own. Let's see, I just had a piece of wire. So if you just have craft wire, the port, I just had, here we go. Just a little bit of craft wire works wonderfully for this. So you don't need to get the Action Wobbler part. You don't need that much either. Let's see here. Let's go with, that should be good. So all I'm going to do is take a circular object, so a pen or a pencil, anything that's round, and kind of give yourself a little bit of a spring. So you're just kind of making your own spring. And then if you have circle die cuts, you can use a square, would work just well. Let's cut it into a square because let's use what you have, right? So I'm just going to go square, square, and then because I just need to kind of cover that up a little bit, I really won't need to do the whole thing. So let's go this way. And if you were smart, you'd have done double-sided adhesive on that piece before you even got that far. Okay, so just adding some double-sided adhesive there. And some double-sided adhesive there. So I'm just going to take my made spring here. I'm going to stretch it out a little bit just because it's going to be easier to work with. You know, it's going to compress right back down. It's not a huge deal. And we're just going to pop that one off. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this. If you know me, you know I have trust issues when it comes to adhesive. I'm just going to kind of place that on top of that adhesive piece with the glue, and then I'm going to take the other one. You probably won't need to do all of this, but I want to make sure that it's going to stick together. And I'm going to add some glue to that one as well, and then I'm just going to lay this over the top of that one. I just want to make sure that it's sandwiched between and you're not going to have any sticky stuff hanging out. So it's sandwiched between, and then I can kind of, I need to wait and let it dry. If you know me, my patience level is superior. I'm not very patient, I'll be honest. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing, but I'm not worried about the top part of this one just because I'm going to adhere it to my object. I'm just going to squish that together here. Whoops. I'm going to try to squish that together here. And I'm going to glue that on top right away. I'm going to set some heavy blocks on top, and we'll set that off to the side. So this is where, you know, these are like $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. Usually I glue them back together when they fall apart like this. And they work. You know, they're pretty quick and they're cheap. So they're pretty quick to glue back together. It's not a huge deal. Okay, so we'll come back to this one. We really just need to add that front on there. Let's do the inside of the card quick. I don't know, I've been really good about doing these lately, which is, you know, shall I say, not usually my strong suit, but I find if I do them right away, it's just easier for me to finish them. So for this one, I'm going to use the stamp block. Please feel free to use your stamping tool. I'll probably kick myself in the butt later when I don't use my stamping tool, but I'm going to ink it up good. Let's see, we're straight-ish here, so I'm going to hope for the best and just stamp him off to the side. I probably should have moved it over a little bit. He's fine. It's kind of the joy of red rubber. You don't really know what you're going to get until you actually lift it up. Okay, I probably could have put him a little bit further on. Let's finish him off with a little sentiment here. Go with the float. I'm going to try to make it mostly straight-ish on my block. So I'm just going to put this one down here. So I just have the go with the float on there, and I can put whatever in this inside if I choose to do a birthday sentiment, or just, you know, just leave it as is. That will be the inside of my card here. Let's pop this one onto the base. I cut really crooked today. Wow. No comment. Well, this one has a really nice white border. I can't fold today either. Good Lord. Oh, that's probably what my issue is. My scoring was subpar on my card base. Alright. Well, hopefully that straightens it out a little bit. We still have a white border. It's fine. Everybody's fine. Nobody got hurt. I'll live with it. Okay. We're glued down to the top. Alright, so I'm just going to come in and glue my base piece on here. And we're going to set him right here. And then I'm going to stick him underneath my blocks again. So he's sitting there. Just glued down the bigger square on the back side. That's all I did. Alright, so let's go on to card number 2. I said I was going to be long-winded today. I'm sorry. Truths, man, truth. So I have my card base cut. Or not my card base. I have my pattern paper cut here that we created last time with that iridescent stuff. Now, for this one, I kind of decided I want to get 2 card bases out of this. I love the look of this one. I think it will be fun. So let's go 2 inches. And so that'll be my card front. Well, I need to do the same on this one. So I cut this red piece of paper so it coordinates with my red on my inking. And I'm going to cut this one the same size as my last one. You could definitely just cut 2 of these and then just layer your other one on top. I'm going to be frugal. And then I'm just going to mix it and match it. So we have a top and a bottom kind of, you know, so you can turn one this way, you can do whatever. But, so this one will work this way. So we're going to do this with this one. And then I'm pulling in, these are from Unity Stamps. I was looking for something fall-like in my stash, and I really don't have a lot of fall that's not Halloween. Does that make sense? I have a lot of Halloween. I'm not going to lie. So This one from Trinity Stamps, like the little gnome with the sunflowers, would be kind of cute on that. I think a gnome with an acorn would be cute. Or like the pumpkin spice latte set, the PSL set. This one's an old ink road stamp, so it's not available anymore. But like pumpkin spice season with a little mug on it would be kind of cute, colored to make it work. The little sweatshirt with a take it easy on it, or PSL season, or you know, any of those would work on something like this. I love fall. Best of Fall is really kind of why I pulled that one. But that's, you know, those are some ideas for you. But because Unity Stamp sent me this one as a freebie in my purchase, I thought it would be fun to use it. So I think this one is meant to like line up and make a circle and a circle. And then there was like this funky piece, which I think makes it an ornament. But don't quote me on that. It didn't come with instructions. It also came with some like paper and some fun things. So, you know, eventually I'll get around to it. But I thought it'd be fun to just do this one on here today as a circle. So let's find a coordinating, and you could definitely stamp it and then, well, let's stamp it first and then we will die cut a circle out or hand cut a circle out. I'm going to bring in this one. It's not, I'm not exactly sure what kind of paper it is. That's all I got for you. I have no clue. It's probably Bristol Vellum. That's kind of what it looks like to me, but I'm not positive. I don't know what I just did, but something fell. Okay. I just know it did not work well for inking the other time, or when I did that other card. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room all the way around because I really don't know how this one is going, like my circle, like if I have a circle that's going to be the right size or not. So I'm going to butt this one up here. Actually, I should, let me do it this way. I'm going to start with my middle piece. Pick that one up. Because it's honeycomb, I thought it would be kind of fun to make it honeycomb-like. So I'm going to do the dried marigold, which goes with that orange color that I used on the background piece. I'm going to pop that in there. It would be fun to go in with like the yellow first and then like do a variegation of that orange. Okay, so once I have that on, now, let's see, on camera, I'm going to come in and pop this piece on top here, lining it up. I'm going to leave this piece on there. I really don't need to leave it on there, but I'm afraid I'm going to not line up my bottom piece properly. So to make sure that I don't ink smush or smush my ink onto that part, I'm going to just come in with a sticky note here. Kind of line that up. You can either do it directly onto your stamp here, or you could do it on that part. And, well, as I say, this isn't working the greatest, so let's go here. I'm going to mask off that part to make sure that even though if I get some gathered twig on my lower stamp, it's not going to matter because it should stamp on to that piece of paper instead. Okay. So let's bring this one back in. Stamp. I think we're good with a one and done on that one. And then we can pull this one up, flip it this way. Ooh, I wiggled. Okay. Should have another magnet on there. Okay. And then we're going to pull that one off. I'm going to have inky fingers, so I need to be careful here. I'm going to pop that on to the bottom part. I'm going to use the same brown. I could have switched colors, but I think using that same brown is going to be fine. At this point, you could probably pop off that middle piece, but it's alright. I'm going to just go with it and call it good. So we got that one on there. I should be able to remove this, and it looks like we did pretty good with my lining up of things. Okay, now let's do it a second time. So just finding a circle that's about the right size. I'm going to go with a little bit smaller just because it's going to give me a little bit of wiggle room. And you know, that's what I have. So there was one that was a little bit bigger that would maybe do the whole outside, but I don't want it to have like a partial white edge. So I want to make sure that it's cut all the way out. So let's see here. I need washi again. Reuse my washi from earlier. So I will pull this one. All right, so I will run that through and I will be right back. I will show you this quick trick and or hack beforehand. So if you want to make sure that your circle is going to be big enough or the right size, you can definitely cut out a circle from a scrap piece of cardstock, a scrap piece of printer paper, and then just make sure it's going to line up where you want it to. So I don't want my circle to be off this way or that way, and I want to make sure that it's going to fit in that circle. So you can do it this way to use the one you're going to use. You can pop it, once you have it lined up where you want it, you can pop your die cut into, this works better with printer paper because it's thinner. You can pop that into it and take both pieces of paper through your die cut machine and you will get a perfect cut, both, you know, with the first time through right where you want it. This one is smaller, so it's gonna, I can see all the way around it, so I'm content with it just that way. So I'll run that one through. So I have 2 card bases. We're gonna do one vertical, one horizontal. I already adhered this one. Sorry, I forgot to push record. It happens. Okay, so I'm just gonna line up this one. It should fit right in there. I'm gonna leave it off. We're fine. I will trim that side down afterwards. Okay, so I have that card base kind of done here. Let's add on. We could definitely just put this one down here. We can do it here. We can do a strip. A gold strip of ribbon would be really cute there, or like glitter paper. So I'm going to bring in the next size up circle in my circle stack just to add a little bit extra to this one, and I cut a strip of cardstock. I didn't even measure. It's about 1/2 inch. I just cut it on the cutting thingy. Oh my gosh, the guillotine cutter or my paper cutter. And so this one could go here. I don't know if that's gonna be too much. That might be too big. Might be too much. I don't know. But I felt it needed. So if I do this one down here, ribbon would be really cute there. Maybe I should go with the ribbon. When you don't know what you want in life. Okay, I think we're gonna go up here and we're just gonna go with it. Did I cover up all that prettiness? Okay, it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna come in here. Add some adhesive. And I'm going to cheat this a little bit so I'm not going to lose as much of that gorgeous background that we did. Maybe I just feel this is like too, I don't know. I want a leaf there and I don't have a leaf die cut. That's what it is. Jamie, you're overthinking life. I really am. That's what I'm doing. I'm overthinking it. Okay, let's go with I love fall best of all. Let's make a really cute thanks card. I still don't love it. Okay. It's just like too much wow. That's too mixy up. I'm not loving this. Alright. Sometimes in life we don't like where we're headed, so I'm going to go back to the drawing board. All right, so I have my base on here. I'm gonna delete the last half hour because I don't like it. Okay, and I'm just gonna trim off my gold strip there. I think this one will be cute with just a sentiment on there. So let's go with, and you could definitely just do some stamping on the bottom part. I think I'm just gonna go with the sweater weather would be cute too. Let's just do the I Love Fall Best of All. We're gonna throw this in here. Ah! Ooh, I almost ruined it. That would have been not cool, man. Alright. So I'm gonna pop this one open. Don't mind me, I'm a hot mess today. Obviously. Alright. Here and here. So I did do the other, and I think it was just too much pattern for me. I'm just gonna offset. Ooh, you know what I have that would be really cool? I think, because I want a leaf. I think that's what I'm getting stumped on here. So I have these. These were picked up eons ago, right? So these are like little felt leaves. There's some glitter ones in here. There's some with like a little rhinestone on them. But that would be a really cute addition to this one. If you have a pattern paper that maybe goes with your pattern paper on top, contrast it. But most of these things can be found at like the Dollar Tree. Has some great fall, like the little leaf would be really cute. If I'd have thought ahead, I could have coordinated my colors on my backdrop with this one. Let's see. Since that one's kind of red, big and bold red. I like the glitter one. Maybe on the other one. That'd be kind of cute. Okay, so I think we're going to go with, or these are like old paper flower or leaves. I want to say they're close to my heart, but they're just paper leaves. So if you have a die cut of a leaf would work. A stamped image and cut out image of a leaf would work. Let's see. I think I want to go keep this one fairly plain and simple. Not Jamie trying to decide. This one would be pretty. We'll kind of go with that gold paper. I think I like this one though, color wise. I think we'll go with that one. Okay. Not me, you know, changing my mind 30 times. Okay, so I'm just going to go with the I Love Fall Best of All off on this side here. Whew, what do I want to stamp it in? I think I'm just going to go with black, VersaFine Onyx Black ink for this one. I would maybe, if I had the option, I would probably go with like a gold embossing powder, maybe would be pretty in that one. The black shows up pretty good on there, so I'm okay with that. So adhering felt leaves down, right? Let's see here. Chipboard would be really cute too, like a chipboard leaf, which those used to be, you know. My stash is extensive. Can I say my stash is extensive? Only because, you know, I find things and I'm like, ooh, that'll be cool on a card. Stickers would work really good for this too. Like the little leaf stickers. I was surprised at what the Dollar Tree had when I was there the other day. Okay. So I think we're going to go with this one. I have ink, or I have ink. I have glue on the background. It will fit. Kind of like, so when I'm talking like, these are from the Dollar Tree, like those, you know, if you had that color palette. But I think they had some leaf ones. I usually don't do a lot of stickers. But letting it sit to dry is probably going to be your best bet. Don't over glue because it will seep through your felt. But it gives it some texture and some, you know, a little bit of fun there. And you can definitely chop off whatever's overhanging. So I love fall best of all. I'm just going to leave that one fairly simple. So that top kind of shines through and you get the glittery and the glossy, just the glitter on that. It's kind of just a simple fun. There's some texture with that felt. Okay, that's that one. So let's go on to the next one. I really like that one, but I just can't, you know, you saw me stamp it. Oh, I just can't, it doesn't go with my image. I think that was my issue. It kind of works, but not 100%. Okay, so let's go back to my card base here. And this one we're going to turn this way. So we'll do the pattern paper on one. We could definitely go this way with it. I'm just going to go horizontally with it. I like to butt it up in the corner first. Because if you have to cut anything off, obviously you're going to have to do it from the side that's open and not the side that's folded, right? Or at least it's easier if you do it that way. So that way, and then let's go move this piece down. And yes, this would save a little bit of time if I just cut two of the red bases and layered the leaves on top. I like to be frugal with my paper supplies. I know, I'm weird that way. You definitely go here with this one, and then I think we're just going to do a banner out from behind it. This one's like gorgeously glittery. It's like almost like got like microbeads. I don't know if you know what microbeads are, but microbeads are like a super teeny tiny bead that you use for like shakers. They used to be big back in the, I want to say early 2000s, you know, or 2010 maybe. I have some somewhere. So I'm just going to pop this one here, and then I will cut a coordinating piece of cardstock, or use this scrap piece that I have. Nope, I think we're going to go with that red. Okay, so I found a piece of coordinating cardstock, and then I'm just going to stamp this with that VersaFine Onyx Black again. And you can either use a die cut to cut it into a nice little flag banner, which I'm probably going to do, because, yeah, boy. Alright, so I'll line that one up here. So I have it die cut out here. You could definitely just run it through and do the little fishtail on the end. So I have to decide if I want it hanging out a lot, a little. I didn't leave enough room behind mine, so I'm going to just trim this off a little bit here so I can tuck it behind without having to totally rip up my card. So I'm going to just tuck this one behind there a little bit. I think I like it there. Yep, we're going there. And then I'm just going to come in here. And add that. And there we go. So it definitely kind of has the, you know, your focal is going to be that background, but it's cute. So there's that one. Here is this one. So we got two out of that one background. And then, of course, for our third and final one, we made ourselves a little shaker dude. He definitely shakes better with, you know, there we go. So kind of a fun little trick for that one. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Yeah, I Sorry it took so long to get here. Yeah, it happens. So anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Keep getting inky, and I'll be back next week. If you have any ideas of what you want to see, drop them down below and I will put them on a list. I need to make a list because, yeah, I always have great ideas and then I forget about them. Anyways, you got to see me, you know, epically fail and come back around. I like how they turned out. I love the fact that I had those in my stash and remembered I had them in my stash. But the other one would have looked, it would have looked okay. I would have done some, I lost where they went. They're here somewhere. My desk is a mess. I would have done the sentiment in the middle of that circle and plopped it on there. I think it was just too busy for me. Too many patterns that just weren't working with what I like. It's not my normal style. So, alright, I hope you guys have an amazing one, and I'll be back next week. Bye!